global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news.
Hello beautiful people, welcome back to our channel. It's getting interesting. Retired judges have decided to put their full weight into this matter. A lot of things are not going well. A lot of things, interpretation of the law, constitution is not really being felt by Nigerians, and they have decided to widen. Don't forget that these are retired judges. They also have understanding of interpretation of the law, just that they are retired. They have decided to give Nigerians exactly what they want to hear. And I'm going to tell you for free that if eventually this comes into play, corrupt judges, corrupt politicians may definitely not want to see the light of the day of this whole drama. Let's listen to him as he tells Nigerians exactly what is in the constitution, what is obtainable, and what can be demanded from the constitution and from even erring judges as he makes recommendations. Let's listen to him back for more on this.
2025, the panel considered a number of issues, including 1. Review of recommendations from IJAB's inaugural meeting. The panel notes that nothing has changed as regards the ECOWAS court judgment on the Lekki toll gate case, Obianiju Catering, Udi and others, and the Federal Republic of Nigeria. IJAB reiterates its call on relevant agencies to obey the judgment of the court. 2. The need to empower citizens to challenge electoral breaches. The panel discussed the existing legal limitations on the rights of citizens to challenge electoral breaches, particularly as it relates to issues of local standard in holding institutions such as INEC accountable for their actions and inactions. The panel recognizes that there are limitations for individual citizens in challenging electoral breaches. It also notes the consequences of unaddressed electoral infractions may ultimately lead to civil unrest and violence. Consequently, the panel recommends 1. Amendments of the Constitution to accommodate class actions by citizens to challenge breaches of the Electoral Act and lapses in the conduct of elections. 2. The need for citizens to be more involved in issues of judicial accountability and electoral breaches through initiatives such as Motion and City Act. 3. Political defection. The panel reflected on recent cases of political defections. IJAB is aware that courts will generally not interfere with the internal affairs of political parties. However, it notes that these incessant defections have become exceedingly disruptive of the democratic process. Consequently, the panel recommends 1. That the court should be courageous in giving proper interpretation in cases arising from breaches of the constitutions of the political party. 2. That members of the political parties, in approaching the courts, should make clear distinctions between internal disputes and breaches of their party's constitution. And 3. That the provision of Section 68 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999 as amended, relating to defection, should also apply or be extended to executive political office holders and not just the legislature. Number 4, NJC and previous IJAB recommendations. The panel comments recent decisions of the National Judicial Council that are consistent with some of the past recommendations of IJAB, such as A, the recommendation to make appointments of judges open to public scrutiny. B, the recommendation to improve the welfare package of judicial officers. And C, recent disciplinary actions against some erring judges. IJAB remains committed to driving such recommendations that will influence judicial institutional reforms. 5, compendium of conflicting court decisions. IJAB has commended the compilation and distribution of conflicting court judgments, especially in electoral matters. This will be on a continuous basis. These knowledge materials will be used to educate and drive citizens' engagement. You have been given some of this. Closing remarks. In conclusion, IJAB and Action Age Nigeria remain committed to fostering a more accountable judiciary as the bedrock of Nigeria's democracy. The panel's broadened scope will continue to enable interventions that not only focus on elections, but also uphold broader democratic principles, citizens' rights, and institutional reforms. We thank the media for their continued support in amplifying these efforts for national and citizens' impact. Thank you very much. Therefore, for your petition to be successful or otherwise, you are obliged to join INEC. We say no. The reason for this is that it's almost socio-psychological. INEC is the body that conducted the election. You are now asking it to come and defend its election in a lawsuit. The tendency is that it will want to do all that is possible to make sure that it doesn't deviate from what it has declared. That is not real justice. Right from the inception, it has been made a neutral body. We are saying let it remain a neutral body. It can still be a respondent, but not a statutory respondent. If you want a respondent in any suit, you can take leave of court to join XYZ as a respondent. Talking about documents, if you have a copy of a document that is with a particular person, you can ask that the document be produced. If that person does not produce the document, then you produce your own copy. 1. 2. You can always at any stage subpoena INEC either to come and tender documents alone, just bring those documents, you want to see them, they will have to come. Or not only to tender documents, but also to give evidence in this matter. They can still do both without necessarily being a statutory respondent. We believe that if you make them a statutory respondent, the tendency is to be protective of the declaration of election. Are we together? Now, there is the first question Andrew has taken. Action Aid has done. These papers have gone to Senate, they have gone to House of Rep, they have gone to NJC, they have gone to NJI and other places. And we noted, which will come about later, that's a very good thing that coincidentally the National Judicial Council has made some policy guidelines in line with what we have done. And I think we'll come about that later. Polling units in traditional palaces, well, we will try to sensitize INEC about this so that it's part of their administrative. Come.
Yeah,
come back.